All right, guys, welcome back. Now, first of all, I just want to say, how are y'all doing? I hope y'all had a good holiday break, a good Christmas. I hope y'all enjoyed it with family, friends. I hope y'all caught up on that game that's been in the backlog for all this year, and just chilled and relaxed and just sat back and reflected on all the things that y'all have done for the past year. Now, this video is going to focus on my top 10 things, my top 10 moments of 2023. Now, that's just not with gaming, that's with movies, um, anime, everyday life. And I'll throw in some gaming, of course. But these are my top 10 for 10 moments of 2023. So, as you can see, we got a new mic. This is the Quadcast S, and this is not a promotion or anything. I'm not sponsored, but this is a Quadcast S. Now, this microphone is immaculate. Now, I hope you can tell the difference between this and the last mic I had, the Snowball. Complete difference. My voice is more clear. I'm at a 3 right now. With the Snowball, I had it like up to my face. I had to raise my voice, almost damn near hurt my throat with some streams and recordings. But with this, I'm just talking, and I hope y'all can hear me clearly too. So this mic, you can have it like at a distance. It's got different modes. Anyway, enough of that. I digress. This is a great mic. Let me just say that. Also, don't pay attention to everything that's in the background. I'm moving some stuff around in my room, so just ignore that for now. But okay, so top 10 things that happened in 2023. So number one, and this is by no ranking at all. This is no chronological order. This is just stuff that I listed off. So for number one, we're gonna go with this game called Hogwarts Legacy. This game, I believe, came out in February. When this game dropped, everybody and their mama was on this pretty much. If you are a Harry Potter fan, if you are a science fiction fan, RPG fan, anything of that sorts in the category, this game is for you. Like, this game is amazing. The story was well done. The character customization was surprisingly well. The spells, the students with the houses. I was Slytherin. I wanted to be a menace, but yeah, you can choose different paths on what you want to do and where you want to go. Go to class just like a wizard or a witch, and yeah, like this. I'm surprised again. I'm surprised why this game wasn't in the VGAs. I don't know if something was behind the scenes or what, but this game definitely stood out to me. If you are a Harry Potter fan and if you have not played this game, highly, highly, highly recommend. We've had people who are not even gamers go and get this game. And the amount of hours that I put into this alone is great. And the game is super long. You'll definitely get your money's worth. So yeah, that for number one, um, game coming out in February. That, and what a way to start off the year too. I believe that Dead Space 1 was in January, the remake. That's an honorable mention too, by the way. That it's not on my list, but it was definitely an honorable mention. I am a Dead Space fan. But when Hogwarts dropped, everybody was on that game. Like, you couldn't unsee it. It was everywhere. So just the fact that we had a Harry Potter universe turned into a video game is great. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if it's one of the highest selling games of this year. Well, I can't say that because it's a lot of bangers that came out, but it's definitely up there. I would have to look at that. But yeah, Hogwarts Legacy definitely stood out, and I wish I could just go back in time and just experience that again for the first time. it's so much you can do in that game. The enemies straight out of the movies. It was great. It was great. All right, so for number 2, we got another game, Resident Evil 4 Remake. Now, for all the people who know me, y'all know that I love horror. Y'all know that I love psychological thriller type genre categories of that nature. I love Resident Evil. And when I found out that they're making a remake of 4, I knew it was going to happen eventually. But when I first heard the news, I was like, "Oh man, this is gonna shake up 2023." And the fact that Capcom is on a roll with these remakes, it's great. I love 2. I love 3. Even though it was ups and downs with certain things, I still liked it. 4 was either between 2 and 4, but 4 was more action packed than anything, and I love that aspect of it. But the fact that we got a remake of Leon, of I forgot her name, Jesus, but yeah, the Secret Spy, and yeah, Ada Wong, that's her name. Yep, Ada Wong. We got Ada Wong DLC. I'm gonna put that in with the Resident Evil 4 as number 2. But yeah, that remake was amazing. It was great. I would say that was one of my standout games that I played in for this year. It was up for Game of the Year. Now, if that's not saying something for a remake, hey, Capcom, y'all are doing great with the remakes, and I believe Resident Evil 5 is gonna come out. I don't know anytime soon, but I feel like it's happening. But with Resident Evil 4, it was a facelift from the previous games. Now, they've made Resident Evil 4 from PlayStation 2 pretty much for every console out there. But with this remake, they recreated everything into modern day, and the way they use the current engine now, immaculate. Fuego. Like the storyline is still the same, but it's just in today's modern use of the gaming engine. Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, but this game just looks so good. And Leon is one of my top characters, not only in Resident Evil, but like in video games. So yeah, shout out to Capcom, shout out to Resident Evil 4. They definitely did their thing with 4. All right, so we got another game that surprised me. I did not know that I would be playing it this much. I got Street Fighter 6. Now I believe this game came out in June. I think it was June, and it was a comparison between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 6 of what was the better overall fighting game. And I said Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 won best fighting game of the year. So yeah, shout out to again Capcom. Y'all are doing y'all's thing. Y'all on a roll. Y'all are killing it. But Street Fighter 6 really surprised me in how well the characters are, the online system, the fighting, like with the characters, you can definitely tell they're all distinct. And for me personally, I am an up and close fighter. I'm not a ranged, I'm not any of those. I'm not like a heavy brawler type, but I am up in your face. So I picked Cammy as my main. I was surprised of how invested I was with learning how to play this game. Now, by no means, I am no Street Fighter pro. Like, to be completely honest with you, I'm kind of ass. I am ass. But this game kept me wanting to play more and more and more online and getting better with Cammy and the characters. And yeah, like I said, with the online system, I love the online hub world. I love even the story mode where you get to create your own character and go out in the city and do different things with like, and then you can copy moves and learn moves from your mentors like Ryu, Cammy, Chun-Li, Ken, Juri. Like you can, after you get their little side story, you can learn their moves and their move set. So I thought that was really good. But yeah, even though I kept losing a lot, and I definitely did keep losing a lot, something in me was telling me to, you got to get these moves, and you got to hit the gym, and you got to just practice on these combos. Now, granted, if I play it now, I'm not going to be as good as I was back in June or July. But at that time, yeah, I was on a Street Fighter 6, a little bit of a binge. And the design of the characters, and super updated. They redeemed themselves with 6 because they knew that 5 wasn't what they wanted. 5 came out, it was trash. So Capcom was like, yo, we gotta fix this. We gotta learn from our mistakes on what we did with 5, and they for sure did with 6. So I picked that as the overall better fighting game. Mortal Kombat was great, and I said this in my my VGA award winners. Mortal Kombat was great, but it was some stuff that I felt like it needs a little bit more of this here and this here. With Street Fighter overall, I feel like that was a better fighting game, and the online system was amazing. It was amazing. Now, Tekken was in this year. It was released this year. I'd be having a very different conversation because I played that demo. Man, listen, the demo alone, I already know we going to be in for a ride. For all the Tekken fans out there, we gonna be winning in January or for next year. Shout out to all my Jin mains, but yeah, Street Fighter 6 definitely surprised me in the way that I kept wanting to get back in the ring with more, and learning these these combos and these finishers and timing my attacks and timing. Timing is everything with that game, by the way. Like, if you don't get a certain combo off, you slip up. Especially if you go in against another character just as good as you, if not better. Yeah, it's going to be a long night for you. But even though I kept losing, I kept wanting to go back and learn and get better and better and better. So yeah, I got to give it to Street Fighter for best fighting game of 2023. It was great. Okay, for number 4, we got Cyberpunk DLC Phantom Liberty. Now, I don't want to keep reiterating and sound like a broken record every time I mention Cyberpunk. But Cyberpunk fans, we winning. We winning. This is probably the greatest comeback of gaming history right here. I've never seen a 180 like I did with Cyberpunk. Like we all know, 2020, it was bad. It was bad. To come back 3 years later, this community is bigger now than ever before. And especially with this DLC that they had. Oh man. This DLC was in a category for I forgot what it was, but it was for the categories. Best ongoing. Yes, best ongoing game. And I was surprised it won. It beat out Fortnite, Valorant, and Apex Legends. And I'm like, wow. They definitely did their thing. And with the DLC, you got Idris Elba in there. The story goes crazy. You're in now this DLC is in between the game, so it's not after. So it's in between, and the original game, that's how it ends. But with this DLC, there's a city, and I forget the name of the city, but there's a city or a town, and it's like the worst of the worst. And you're in there doing 30, 40 plus hours of being just in the city, and you gotta save the president, and then you gotta do missions with a cyber net runner, do missions with Idris Elba, and the voice acting for this game is amazing, by the way. Idris Elba was nominated for one of the best voice actors in the VGAs, and rightfully so, because he did amazing. Now it wasn't like Megan Fox when she did Mortal Kombat. That was yeah, let's not talk about that. But Idris Elba, he definitely knew going into this role, he knew what he was assigned. He knew the assignment. He knew the assignment, and he knew what he was getting himself into when he entered the world of Cyberpunk. And like I said, with the comeback, it's they fix all the bugs. They've added to the skill. They completely changed the skill tree. New weapons, new fighting system. Story's still the same, but if you haven't finished Cyberpunk or if you are on the fence, I'm telling you for the 100th time, go and get this game so you can experience this. Now that it's 3 years later, they've corrected every wrong they did when it first came out. So I want y'all to play this and experience this game, because this is what it should have been in 2020. Now, it sucks that we didn't get that, but we here now. And Cyberpunk won an award for best ongoing. And if that's not saying something, I don't know what is. So, biggest comeback for 2023. All right, for number 5, we got Spider-Man 2. Now, this was probably the most hyped game that I've been waiting for this year. The fact that we get to play as Peter Parker and Miles Morales, and spoiler, but it's already been out, as another major character we get to play as. I would give this game an 8.5 out of 10. Now, I'm going to knock out the little critiques that I had, but it's more positive than negatives, of course. But this game really wasn't like, they didn't change up anything. They improved on some things, but this is like I would say another version of like a DLC in a way, but longer. It's the second game. The fact that you get to switch off between characters, that's a plus though. But other than that, they really didn't change on the combat system. Nothing was majorly changed. That's why Baldur's Gate 1. It was such a game changing, like it has to be game changing for it to be game of the year. And Baldur's Gate got that, and I'm not mad at it. But for me personally, Spider-Man was definitely in my moments. Out the gate, the first mission alone, you're fighting Sandman. You're in a boss battle. And the way that Miles and Peter are bouncing off and switching characters and using techniques, and you get the Venom suit, and Peter just goes on a rage, and his intrusive thoughts and his inner demons are coming out, because whenever you wear the Venom suit, you start talking of what you thinking. And I will say, yeah, and I said this in my playthrough, Miles is the MVP of that whole game. If it wasn't for him, Peter would have been dead several times. Harry too, by the way. But yeah, this game was amazing. People were ready to play this game. People had this game winning game of the year, of course. When I went to go get the physical copy at GameStop, like opening release night, it was like around the corner. Like, I thought it was Black Friday the way that people were lined up to get this game. Excuse me, but yeah, the story was really, really, really good. Really good. I'm not surprised. It's Insomniac. They 4 for 4 right now. They got the original Spider-Man game. They got Miles Morales. They got Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and they got Spider-Man 2. And they're gonna have Wolverine coming out. That's gonna be 5 for 5. I already know that game is gonna be good. I'm not worried about Insomniac at all. Even with the leaks, I'm not worried. They not worried. But yeah, Spider-Man 2 was definitely a gaming moment for me for this year. And I put in so many hours with this. Now, I'm not a completionist. I did the most I could, but I wanted to get every suit because they have what, 60, 70 different suits that you can do. Now, I might be exaggerating a little bit, but I think it's like 50. If I'm not too sure. Different variations. But we got certain characters coming in and we got Easter eggs, and if they make a Spider-Man 3, oof, I don't know. I don't know. So now that we get Miles, if we do get a Spider-Man 3, Miles is definitely going to be of more in the picture now that Peter's he's still Spider-Man. Don't get me wrong, he's still Spider-Man, but he's kind of falling back now that Miles is going to be the Spider-Man. If you know, you know. So I'll leave it at that. Now, at number 6, speaking of Spider-Man, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse came out this year. I went to go see this movie like 3 times at the movie theater. I even have it on Blu-ray. I love this movie. I would vote for this as one of the best animated movies to come out of this year. Now it was some bangers that came out this year, but the movie that I enjoyed the most every time I watched it was Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. Now, I'm sure y'all have seen it, and if not, please go watch it. But and it's on Netflix too, by the way. If you didn't catch it, but yeah, this is the sequel directly from 1 right on 2. Miles, he's become more familiar with his powers. He's battling kind of stuff with his dad and just being Spider-Man and going into the Spider-Verse to go fight with the other Spider-Man. He didn't know it was that many Spider-Man out there. It's a whole bunch of different variations. Then you go the Spider-Verse Council or whatever. And that scene was dope too. The way that they had now the movie's already out, so I'm gonna spoil it, but they had Spider-Man from comics, from movies, from video games. They had Insomniac Spider-Man come out. Yeah, and it was so good. When I first saw it, it was so good. I didn't even realize like the time had passed and it was over. The only thing I'm mad about that movie was that it ended. Like I was ready to see more, in the way that it ended. Oh yeah, I'm ready for that part 3. Go ahead and give me that part 3. All right, so for number 7, this is more of a everyday thing. I was honored and blessed to get to meet the four important cast of Cowboy Bebop. And of course I met Steve Bloom, Bill Billingsley, and the two other female characters who played Faye and Edward. It's special just to see one of them, but to have all 4 in a room that you can take pictures and sign, that was like a once in a lifetime thing for me. Steve Bloom, shout out to you. Shout out to the whole cast. Y'all are great. For the people who know me, Cowboy Bebop is in my top 5 greatest anime of all time. And the fact that I got to see the voice actors and they got to sign my Blu-ray 25th edition box set of Cowboy Bebop, that was a special moment for me. In real life too. When I met Steve Bloom, super cool dude, super down to earth. Like he's talking to you like you one of the homies, and I'm standing in line, and I'm like, oh shoot, that's really him. And it's like he talks the way he sounds like in the show, and I know that's common. Yes, he talks the way he sounds, but you hear him on TV so many times, and it's weird when you see him in real life and he's talking to you the way he talks to you in the show. This is Spike Spiegel. This is Wolverine. This is Starscream. This is Orochimaru. This dude got a long list, super long list of characters from anime, video games, movies, the whole bunch. I think he has like the Guinness World Records of voice acting, which is crazy. And I feel like he's gonna be in that Wolverine game. I feel it because he's played Wolverine in the TV shows. I think we're gonna get him in the game. I pray. But I did get a picture with him. It's gonna be somewhere up here. But yeah, that was a very, very special moment. I also met Bo Billingsley. I put up another picture right here too. The two other voice actors I did not get a chance to take a picture with, but she had one of them that voices Faye Valentine. She voices one of my favorite female anime characters too, of all, Yoruichi off of Bleach. And Bleach is up there for me. But yeah, that was a special day. All right, now to get into number 8, we are rolling into anime category now. Now it's a lot of anime that came out this year. A lot of heat. This was the best year in gaming in a very long time. And we also got another amazing year for anime. I'm gonna have to give it to Bleach, part 2. Jesus, man, this show. Now, coming from an anime only watcher, I haven't read the manga, so I don't know what's about to happen next. But as an anime watcher, this has been some of the best animation that I've seen out of this. One of the best, I will say. Let me rephrase that. One of the best. But yeah, Bleach. They're all fighting the Quincy's. They're continuing to fight the Quincy's. And the 13 Court Guard Squad is starting to get the captains. They starting to get they redemption back. And of course, you got Ichigo come back, and then you got the Squad Zero, and you get to see them in action, and you get to see the Royal Guards for I can never get this name right, but the main villain for this season. And we're also getting a part 3 for it next year. But man, yeah, Bleach is getting crazy. This is coming from Bleach is in my, I wouldn't say top, let's just say it's in my top 10 list of anime. All right, and rolling on to yet another anime show, I'm gonna have to give it up to JJK. Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. Now, remember when I said that Bleach was one of the best animated shows that I've seen? I only said that because JJK is on par with that. Hey, it might even be a little bit above. But the animation, the fight scenes, the choreography of the fight scenes, is so detailed. The story, Yuji, I apologize, bro. I didn't know what you could do. Season 1, forgive me. I should have let you cook. I should have let you did what you have to do in season 1 so you could build up that main character-esque in season 2. This is one of the best new anime of this current generation. I'm gonna have to give it up. Like, the episodes kept getting better and better and better. Like, Mappa did not let up. They did not stop they feet on the pedal. Like, they kept pushing, and the stuff that goes on, they was doing it like Game of Thrones. Like, I was not ready for some of these scenes. I'm not gonna spoil it if y'all haven't seen it, but I was speechless. And even with the fight scenes, I had no words. It was fuego. The fight with Sukuna and Volcano Head. I'm gonna just call him Volcano Head because I forget his name. With Sukuna and that demon monster that Fushiguro let out. and that fight with Yuji and Mahito, and the with Maki and oh yeah, it's too many. If one of these fights aren't in your top fights of 2023, you living under a rock, because this is some of the best looking fight scenes I've ever seen. Flawless. Like I said, no words. I was in awe of what I was witnessing. Like, I had to, every time I watch a show, I have to go in the living room in my big screen. Like, it was made for the big screen. Like, the story for part 1 of season 2, very lighthearted. Prequel, Gojo, Geto, they're still Jujutsu source. Well, yeah, still Jujutsu sorcerers and going on missions, and you seeing what they can do, right? Then you go to the Shibuya incident, and that's when stuff hits the fan. Now, I ain't go into detail about some stuff, but let's just say you will be amazed at what you are watching with these fights. And I'm gonna leave it at that. That is what stood out to me in 2023 as far as anime wise. All right, last but not least, we finally hit 100 subs. And we're still growing, but we finally are in the 3-digit range, and we can only go up from here. So I just want to say and appreciate y'all, and I want to say thank y'all to whoever has been watching my stuff all the way through. You don't even have to watch it all the way through. I'm just grateful y'all are clicking on these videos, giving it time of day out of y'all's busy schedule, and just watching me play these games, talking about games, talking about gaming news, stuff that's going on in the gaming community. I need those people to look at my video. So thank y'all for the support. And now that we hit 100, we got to hit that 500 mark goal now. And once we hit that 500 goal mark, we got to hit 1,000. And when we reach 1,000, we got to reach 10,000, and so on and so forth. So we going to get there, because I got plans. I got plans for next year. I got plans for the next 3 years. And I'm going to keep that to myself. I got plans for the next 3 years. Because when I see it, I'm going to get it. And I'm going to attain it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. That might not happen within my time that I want it to, but it's going to happen. And again, I just want to say thank y'all for helping me, and just watching my content. We try to get, and we will get better with every video that we do. I remember starting from scratch, from a cookout lawn chair, PS4, a monitor, and a foldable table. And now that we got all this equipment up, again, don't mind the background, forget all that. To see where we were then to now, big difference. Go back and look at my first video that I did, and now go back and look at what I do now. And we are only at 100 subs. Wait till I get to 1,000, a couple thousand. The quality is going to be so much better. Now, I'm not saying the quality isn't bad now, but with a little bit more, we'll get there. So I just want to grow a community of gamers to where y'all just watch my stuff and be entertained at the same time. So yeah, I am grateful for that, and for y'all. Again, I hope y'all have had a great year of 2023. Now, we've all had our ups and downs, but I just want y'all to reflect on the past year and what y'all have accomplished and what y'all have done. And we're going into next year with many more things to come. We got more games to play. We got games that I missed for this year that I need to go back and play. So, yeah. Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate, Star Wars Survivor. I need to play those games. But we'll get it. Excuse me. We'll get it. But yeah, I'm gonna end the video here. Thank y'all for watching this, and I will see y'all on the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment down below if you want to see some more. And also, I'm going to do a poll. Let me know if y'all like more of me talking about this type of stuff, or if y'all just want to see strictly gameplay. Now, I can do both, but if y'all want to see more of this, just let me know. But yeah, I'm going to end it here, and I will see y'all on the next video. Hope y'all have a happy new year. Celebrate, because we're going into 2024 with some bangers already, and I got a lot planned. So I will see y'all then. Deuces.